Yeah, man. It
It
was
takes.
super fun.
Go ahead.
I felt so dumb when I went over to the IT department today because I was like, guys, I can't log. And they told me that I couldn't log in to my city email on my iPad, my new iPad, even though it had the password on it because it was a new iPad. And what was it? I had to be on a secure
Yep.
Wi-Fi for the city of Tuscaloosa.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't take much to hack. So, for somebody to break into your shit, it really doesn't take that much. You
Right.
think it's real technical, but it's not. So, what's up, Motorhead? I'm looking at the chat. Well, I was gonna, Luke, I was gonna try to get you squared away with the chat window, but I'll just shout out the unless you think that you can pull up. Fuck it. We'll do that next time. I'll get all the technical stuff straightened out by the time the next time we do one. I mean, it sounds crazy, but no one else is. Uh-oh, just lost Luke. Come back, Luke. Come back, Luke. uh, yeah, that's not cool. Come back. Come back. What happened? This is so much fun. Did you touch your phone or something?
All right.
Did you touch
Do
your
you hear
phone?
me?
Yeah, yeah.
I touched my headphones. They got little buttons that are not buttons on the side, and
Don't
I touched something, and I don't know what I touched. I
don't
was
touch
trying
your
to
headphones.
adjust my headphones. I was trying to adjust them, and it went off stupid.
Oh, that's
I
funny,
definitely gonna
man.
need. I'm gonna need more than one beer for this little deal.
Hang on a second. I'm gonna pull up another chat window. I don't know how many people are here. It's always better for me to just go ahead and see what's going on in the chat, because otherwise it's like
Yeah, because I can't see the chat now. I guess.
no. Well, that's what I was going to say. That's what I was trying to say earlier. Is I was going to get you to pull up a chat window, that way you could that way you could play along with the chats. Um,
Don, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
yeah,
Let's
I
not get ahead
know.
of
I
ourselves.
know. It's crazy.
I could only think. Well, no, because I can't really see the chat on my TV. No, I can't do that because I'd use my.
We could fix it in the future where
Yeah.
everybody sees everything. So we've got 11 people in here, but nobody's chimed in except Motorhead. I need four more people to chime in before we get going on the stream. So yeah, four more people chime in.
I
I don't need
I just
everybody
can't
to
believe.
chime. Go ahead.
I don't. I can't believe that this is going to be what you're showing me on this screen. I just can't see that actually happening because they're not fast enough to. They can't get out of their own damn way.
What are you talking about? The KLRs?
Yeah. How the you ain't gonna dude, you can't run away from nothing with one of them things.
Just wait. It's great. It is great. It is fantastic. Where's all my people chiming in? Okay, we got three. We need one more. What's up, Craig? What's up, Mark and Dog? I hope Dog is close by. Oh, we need one more person to chime in before we start the stream and show you how to run from the cops on a KLR. And I've got a whole bunch of other video too, but this was I think this is from 9 months back, so it's gonna be cool. We got a lot of people in here for this early
Does
in
it
the
have
stream.
something else done? Does
Is
it
it?
have something else done to the motorcycle that you know about?
No. As far as I know, it's a 2005, just like I had. It looks like the same piece of crap.
Man,
Uh,
get out of here. I don't
Gen
believe it.
one,
I don't believe it.
absolutely. Yeah, he probably doesn't have the doohickey done. It's great.
Or
It's
it's
great.
thermobob.
Oh, no thermobob. All right, Richard,
Probably
what's
got the
up,
same old
man?
lame
Mr.
factory reset.
Somebody. I love that movie. Welcome everybody. All right, we're gonna start this thing. We're gonna jack this thing up. Y'all are about to see some crazy, crazy stuff. So, like I said, L.A. and I'm not sure where they're starting. He has actually right now. He's got two. Count them, two. Uh, um,
California Highway Patrol.
CHP behind him. Can you still see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Um, so, damn, what kind of birds you got there, man? It sounded like a communicator from Star Trek.
I have no idea. I've got the background noise canceling the headphones on. I can't hear anything.
Mm.
It sounds like you were directly in the middle of my brain right now, man.
I'm coming in right through here. I just
Easy,
saw
you ain't gotta say it like that.
somebody was talking about I can't even remember the video, but it was so funny. I love The Simpsons, and one of the I don't think I've ever seen this thing, but it's one little took one little clip out of The Simpsons. He said, "Stop having those crazy thoughts, or I'm gonna stab you with a Q-tip." Talking to his brain. So anyway, yeah. So they're on the interstate, and this guy, I'm not sure what he did. I don't know the whole story, but obviously he's doing what, 80, maybe 90. He can't do much faster than that anyway. So
it's
he's
not
doing
going downhill, so I doubt he's doing 90.
yeah, he might be doing 95 maybe if he's got the right sprockets on there. But yeah, that thing's just, I mean, it's waiting to throw that damn it's waiting to break the doohickey any second now. So now you see the second
Yeah, I saw the second one back there.
second chip hanging in there. And occasionally he just, twists the throttle just a little bit, bumps it up there to let him know that you're not going to outrun me, dude. Right?
Like, I need to know what is the chips running? Are they still running the old 1100 Kawasaki? Or are they on Harleys now? What are they doing now?
So I got a buddy in Hawaii that's retired from CHP, and he said before he retired, they put him in the put him on an RT 1200. So I think he was saying they were on Harleys when he first started in the Scout,
Right.
and then they put him on RTs, and I think he said they put him back on Harleys, but those look really like Harleys. Those don't look like RTs at all. But anyway, the cool stuff's coming up. He's about to get off on the surface streets, and there you go. There's a good close-up. That is a Gen 1 if I've ever seen one. He's got some kind of something up there on the front. Looks like he may have some kind of a dash-mounted something up there. It looks like a little bit bigger than normal. Because what I remember on mine was it's just a little bitty thing. So, but also I wrecked mine so many times. I shattered all that stuff up front. So
I don't know.
I didn't have
the Gen 1s, if they've got the upper dash kits. I feel like they do, but I'm not 100% on that.
Yeah, I don't know either. Mine was fairly modified. I only modified mine for the broken stuff and the broken stuff. That's basically what I did.
That's not modifying. That's repairing.
Right. Well, I did the rear springs. I did springs in the rear, and that made a hell of a difference. That's why I always said, man, I'll get another KLR any day, because I don't need the power. I don't need 50 horsepower. I'm okay with whatever 24, 28, whatever the crap it comes with. It gets me up.
Oh, it's like 35.
Okay.
Maybe. Like,
yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking of.
What is that? What does your Triumph have?
Not much.
Dude, I
70,
feel like you
80?
just walked off and left me. You could have walked off and left me anytime.
Oh yeah, that triple's a beast, man. It'll scoot,
Man,
and it's light.
Yeah,
I'm 20 pounds.
The throttle was gone.
Yeah, I'm 20 pounds heavier than you are, stock. I mean, it's my bike is aluminum, your bike is steel. I think that's the big thing. But yeah, that triple, man, that triple will scream. I mean, that's basically a speed triple on I mean, it's almost the same bike.
Dude,
Okay,
he is accelerating like hell, man.
so he can get out of the hole pretty quickly, but if you watch closely, he's especially on the turns. He's not doing a real good job on the turns, and I think that's a lot what we're going to talk about today. Is not only it depends a lot on your bike whether or not you can get away from the cops, but if you can't turn, you can't ride. That's what I keep telling everybody. If you don't know how to turn, you don't know how to ride. You could do this. You can go through the gears real quick. You could drop the throttle and pop a wheelie. Doesn't mean much if you can't corner. If you can't make that turn, and you'll see that several times this evening during the live stream. Let me see if I can keep
What
watching.
do they say? Power is nothing without control.
I don't know if I've ever heard that one before, but yes, it makes complete sense. It doesn't matter how many horsepower. See, he's going really wide here, and he goes wide in a lot of turns. And then he's got half the size, half the weight of those Harleys that are chasing him, but yet they seem to make those corners just fine. Anyway, keep watching. Let me know if you see some. I'm going to try to catch up with some of these chats. 2 hours till I got to clock into hell. Well, hang in there, man. What's up, John Ward? As a kid, I loved watching these chases. It does look like fun. I don't know. Catch me if you can. Well, so I'm going to admit to running from the cops. Most of the time that I've run in the past, it's been I had a pretty good jump on them, so it's not like they could actually say, well, you did this, you did that, you tried to elude. It's like, I didn't see you. And, when I didn't see him for long. So, it's always good to have deniability, plausible deniability, which is kind of hard to do.
Never heard you say stop.
Yeah. Well, if somebody's on my ass, I'm going to pull over. I don't want to get shot. And they get really upset when you run with them. I don't know if you ever seen those videos where, yeah, you chase them 3 or 4 blocks and they run off the road and they got guns drawn and they're going to tackle you. That's just part of the thing. It's like football season is on. We're going to tackle you, even if you're a girl.
For a reason.
Well, I mean,
now he's in oncoming traffic. Ugh.
Yeah, exactly.
He literally had 3 lanes to turn.
Well, like I said, he's not the best driver, but you're going to see some interesting things he does here. This is kind of what I always say. If you want to get away from the law, especially if you're on a motorcycle and the guy's chasing you is in a car, it's strainers. You just take them through the strainers. Strainers are cars, fences, things where the car doesn't fit. It's a whole lot harder to do if a motorcycle's chasing you, but there's also a method there too. Craig, what's up? That noise you hear is the valves floating in the KLR. Either that or the doohickey coming loose. I think they busted this guy stealth camping. Yeah, they could have. Yeah, he's not doing much of anything on the straights. Well, you'd think he would be able to eat their lunch in the corners, but even he's piss poor in the corners. He can't go anywhere in the straights. He can't beat them. And they are on him. They're on him like stank on shit. That does not look like a KLR 650. That is a total KLR 650 if I've ever seen one. I had one that looked just like that except pinker. The more they stay out in the red ones, when they stay out in the sun, they get really pink, which is why I painted mine orange and black. Everybody called it Tony the Tiger. I always enjoyed that. You couldn't kill the beast, man. I broke pieces off of it. I replaced the pieces. I kept breaking pieces, but it never would die.
I want to know. This dude has got something done to this bike. That is nothing stock.
Now, I disagree. Look at him. He's not running off and leaving them. He's just busting out of the he's busting out of the corners. Watch, here he goes. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can make this corner. Oh no. Ah! I mean, they come out of the hole pretty quickly. Up until about top of third gear, you got a little bit. First, second, third, and then you're done. It's like, oh, okay. I'll keep accelerating, but don't expect much.
Tired, boss.
Well, it makes me think the way he's circling and that's usually what they tell you on TV when when they're doing the live broadcast. Usually they'll say, He must know this neighborhood, and that makes me think he's done this circle. This is the second time he's been around here, so I think he's about to pull the fast one here, which is amazing. Here he goes. Here he goes. All right. Oh, there's a strainer. That would strain cars, but it doesn't restrain bikes. So he's
Oh
going
yeah,
up a trail. It looks like a dirt trail, and the Harley's going wide, but it looks like he knows what he's doing here. So here's going to be here's the tricky part coming up. This is going to be exceptional. Exceptional. He just gets up here. He looks like he's doing okay in the dirt, but right now the Harley's right behind him. He's got street tires on. I don't know if the KLR's got knobbies or not, but he is about to give him the slip. And you can't really see what he does, but it looks like he takes a right, goes downhill here. And before this turn, that Harley was right on his ass. And then the Harley starts going, oh, wait a minute. I don't know. I don't know. So it's killer. He gives the Harley a slip, right? And all he's got to do is just slip away and get out of sight of the helicopter, right? That's all he's got to do. Just give the helicopter a slip, right? Just get back on pavement and haul ass because he's lost the two Harleys, right? Oh, no. He's got a four-wheeler on his trail now. And I think there's another one here close by. So, and there's the copter spinning around. He's like, okay, yeah, there's the other CHP. And I think this is oh yeah, now he's really showing how poor his skills are. Okay, so yeah, he's throttling out. He might actually be able to give this the big SUV the slip too, but I mean only if he's if they stopped using the radio now, maybe he could give if he just turned. I don't know what he's thinking. He's just gonna slip away and disappear because he's not going to outrun anybody on that KLR. But he does have some advantages. He can hit a curb and he can go in between some trees. He can. Anyway, I just kind of think it's funny that.
With enough speed, you can cross a ditch.
You could. There's just so many things, and I think I've seen 5 or 6 different interesting things that people do to get away from the cops. Outrunning them on a KLR is just that's not where that thing. It doesn't really shine anywhere, but if it shines anywhere, it's going to shine off road, and it'll chug up just about any hill if you got the right tires on it. And I can't really tell. It looks like he's got some semi knobs on there, enough to stay in the dirt. He gives.
I wouldn't even be able to venture a guess on what kind of tires he's got.
I'm going to say probably 80/20s.
I don't think he's like pushing the front end. He's just not using the bike for what it can do.
I think the rear washes out here in one of these corners. I mean, it makes a little bit of sense. There's sand on the road everywhere, and if you're pushing it to the limit and you lose the rear, you lose the front a little bit. Especially if you're crossing where. So yeah, he keeps turning these same roads. So obviously he lives in a neighborhood, and that's kind of what everybody says when he circles. He's waiting on somebody. He lives in a neighborhood. He's trying to find the out. I mean, he knew where that park was, so he's probably been to that park a few dozen times, I would guess. Now he's going down the alleyway. That's not a bad strategy. Sidewalks is a great strategy because most sidewalks got trees and benches and
People.
something. Yeah, people. Well, I mean, if you've got a fast motorcycle on the street, cars are a great strainer. A car or an SUV in this case, you can't just whip around traffic like you can on a motorcycle. I mean, they split lanes there. It's legal to split lanes in California, so
right.
That's a hell of a strainer if you've got a fast enough bike. So if the cop's slowing down to get around traffic, you don't have to slow down. You can just keep going, and you see that a lot. But unfortunately, even the fast guys don't know how to ride. There's all kinds of opportunities here that I'm seeing. He just doesn't know them all. He knows the park. That's his one move, I think. I think that's his one move. And he's going to go back to that in a second. Look at that. He just busted. Okay, so now he's got the Motor Scouts back on him now. Yep. Yep, he's looking back. He's probably getting depressed. He's like, ah, man, one trick pony. I'm out of tricks. I got the park. That's all I got. I got the park and I got my throttle that just really doesn't go that far.
Oh,
It just goes to right here.
now he's got another two-wheeler on him.
Yeah, he's got two. They're both back on him. That's what I was saying. If they lost the radio at this point, they would have lost their advantage. Because the only real advantage they got is this guy he's got a couple. He doesn't know how to ride. He doesn't have a strategy, and he's got no power.
Go to the woods, man. Go to the woods.
Well, that's what I don't know how many times that's worked for me. A lot on a dual sport. It's kind of like, hey, yeah, I saw blue lights. I saw him turn around, and there's woods right there. So I know what's on the other side of these woods, but he don't, maybe. Anyway, whatever. I'm not condoning running from the law. Most of my running is done. Now I only do it if I've got a big jump on you. I ain't gonna risk. It's not worth it. It's just a ticket, right? So that's what I tell everybody that stopped me on a motorcycle in the last probably 5 years. They said, I thought you were gonna run. Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not, it's gonna give me a couple of points and $150. Let's go. Let's do it. But sometimes it's fun. When you're young and dumb and full of cum, it's a lot of fun to run from the law. Especially if you got a fast enough bike. It's like, can't outrun the radio. I don't know how many times I've heard that. It's like, I don't need to outrun the radio. I just need to outrun the cop behind me. I'm not going to the next county.
A lot of municipalities won't chase unless you're a known felon with motorcycles because
that's coming up.
Risk.
That's coming up. Have you seen what's going on in Baltimore in the last decade? Tell me that's not a KLR. He's got some kind of little windshield on there, which is what made it look like. Tell me that's not a KLR. That's a Gen 1 KLR. That's going to be like an 05, 06 maybe.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He's not riding it very good, but he's
not
the piss out of that bike.
He's flogging it, but I mean, they got a little bit. He's not leaving the Harleys in the dust. You got to admit that part, right? He's not leaving them in the dust. He's not even leaving them in the corners. He's not flogging.
The Harleys aren't keeping up with him more than that.
They are though. You're just not seeing them because they're in close. See, there you go. You can see the dash, everything. He's got an extended windshield, so he's got like a 4-inch windshield instead of the standard 2-inch or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, man, I'm like 98% sure that is absolutely a KLR. Ain't
That's
no
totally
doubt.
KLR.
I mean, that's.
I lived on one for like 5 years, so I know it pretty well. That does not look like a KLR, says Mr. Somebody. Okay, maybe it is. The black Gen 1s are fastest. Of course they are. I reckon they ain't going to do it, the pit maneuver. Oh, Mark, they may not do them in California, but by God, they do them in Arkansas. We got those videos coming up. In fact, I think I've got 4 pits on a bike coming up. Fantastic videos coming up. This is just the start. So he's back up into the park. He's like, man, I almost lost him that last time. So you can see there's sand. This may be a paved road, but there's sand on it, which makes it probably even slicker than if it was just all sand. But if they were going to zoom out, this would be the time to zoom out to see how far the Harleys are behind him, because that's very interesting. So either the same guy, there we go. Either the same guy is on his butt now, or it's the other guy that said, I ain't gonna lose this sumbitch. It's just a Harley. It'll take most of the knocks and the bumps. If you just hang on to the handlebars. So yeah, the Harley is dirt tracking it now. He's not really going that fast off road, which is where he's got all the opportunity. All the opportunity is in the woods. He's away from the
Well,
helicopters.
if he's scared on pavement, he's definitely gonna be scared on
I
dirt.
think you're totally right. I think that's the problem. Is he doesn't really have any road skills, and he certainly doesn't have any. Yeah, if he can't make a
You can
corner
tell.
on the pavement, it looks like he's almost trying to hide from the helicopters now.
There's a lot of skills you can take over from dirt and move it to the road, but there's not much you can take over from the road and put on dirt.
Not much, which is why you see people struggling in the dirt if that's all you've ever done. What was I heard a story of it was a road racer. I think yeah, I think it was another motor cop buddy from Reno. He was talking about a one of the guys that came to his MSF course, and he was a road racer, and he didn't have any low speed skills. He couldn't do the low speeds like and he said, "Man, I've been racing all these years, and I'm really fast, and I had no idea how to do the low speed stuff." So same thing in the dirt. Yeah, you may be Rossi on the track. Well, hell, Rossi's a beast in the dirt too. He's got a dirt track in his backyard. So yeah, he's back on the. I think they about had it with this guy. They're closing in. I think they're putting a little bit of pressure on him. As you can see, they have absolutely no time, no problems taking those corners. They just eh. Yeah, we're coming down to the end here. I think he's getting tired, or I think he's given up. I don't know what's going on in his head. Looks like Brian chasing him. Yeah, I bet Brian probably could have caught up with him and grabbed the back of his bike and just kind of held on. Where you going, son? Greetings from Nashville. What's up, Solon? Greetings, fellow volunteer. Why is he staying on the road? Dirt bike, man. Thank you. Well, he did get off the road a couple times, but same inept. And then this time either the second Harley caught up to him this time, or the first guy said, "Nah, it wasn't that bad. It's just dirt, and it's just a Harley. They don't break. I can ride it anywhere, right?" Yeah, you can see. Yeah, you can see these CHP guys they know what they're doing. I mean, that's what they do every day. They should be good riders. And if you don't learn how to ride and you're chasing people through traffic, you're gonna die.
I mean, they made a TV show about them. Come on.
It was a whole TV show. And here's the question: I don't know if anybody ever watched that show. Did they ever ride the motorcycles themselves, or was it all camera tricks? Were they all on a trailer, or it seems like I remember seeing them actually riding a good bit, and I may be wrong. That's a Harley. If it's anything, that's a Harley. That's definitely not a BMW. I tell you, man, the guys that ride the Harleys for a living, it's they talk well about them.
Hell, talk about the guys the police officers that do that little course or whatever, do it so fast and just lay
Rodeo.
the bike over from side to side.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. You want to see real skill with cones that are that wide, just wide enough to get your bike and your bags through. Oh, now he's splitting traffic. So okay, there's a really good example. If that was a big SUV behind him, he would have been screwed. What's he going to do? He's going to get behind cars, wait for them to get out of his way. They would never catch it. He's still not even splitting. Oh, he bounced the sidewalk. Now I think he's about to the point of giving up. I think we're rolling on to the end of the line here.
He's been hammering on KLR. He's about to run out of gas or oil.
Yeah, John Ward. Like, how many people have done that? He says, "I'm surprised the cop didn't pull up and hit his kill switch." How many times has somebody done that to you? It seems like somebody's hit me 4 or 5 times. Usually it's at a stop sign, but crap. Yeah, why not just do that? Yeah, it's on your kill switch on that bike is on your right side. So he just come up with his left hand and go, "Ugh." Except he probably doesn't know where that kill switch is. That would be fun. That would be fun. Just roll up. He probably wouldn't even know what to do. He'd probably go, and he'd turn the switch on, hit the start button. Yep.
Back in the day, we'd ride in groups, man. You stop at a stoplight, right as soon as that dude turned green. What? Hit your buddy's kill switch and take off.
Yep. Good stuff. All right. I hope we're still live here. I don't know why that kills the thingy. Well, how's the audio? Everybody okay with the audio? Everything's working good? Nobody's bitching, I see. 250 or 650? That is a 650. KLR 650.
There's no way a 250 would do that at all.
No.
It'd be better in the corners just out of spite.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The 250's 40 pounds lighter. It's not much lighter, and it's got way less power. That 250 is a real pig. I had a KL 250. That was the first bike that I purchased, was a KL 250, just before they came out with the KLRs. KL 250, it was a pig. But you know, okay, so he's pulling into the house. Mama's going to come out there and take his stuff, maybe. He's calmly putting his kickstand down. He's going to take his helmet off, and now he's getting drawn on. Get on the ground, bitch. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Hey, lighten up, dude. Well, at least they didn't tackle him and knees on the bike and all that, knees on the back and all that shit. If he was on a monkey, it would have been a two-wheel dirty Mary. Keith's in there talking shit. This is like a special education student running away from two teacher A's. Yeah. Rah! Ah! No! Wow. I'm not eating spinach! No! I thought CHP motocops rode the Kawasaki. I think it's been probably 20 years since they had Kawasaki's, Gary. Cops know everything, Don. You're still alive. Good. Sounds good. Okay, well that's this one. Now let's switch over to, what do y'all want to see next? I want to give you a quick taste of the shit that's going down in Baltimore, probably for the last decade. It's crazy out there. Let me pull up that video. Parade. Boom. Okay. So this is Baltimore. Welcome to Baltimore, people. So if you don't know, it's been a dirt bike thing going on for quite some time. And I think it's just dirt bikes. They don't have keys. They're easy to steal. This is what I've heard. I've never been to Baltimore. I don't know. But yeah, so it's four-wheelers, dirt bikes, and you can see
a scooter.
You can see scooters out here, but you don't see scooters doing wheelies. So I would say probably 90%, 95% of these guys don't know how to ride either. But the guys that are on the back wheels, I mean, they could steer on the back wheel. So you got some really good riders, and then you got some just average, you know. Look, buddy, I stole a dirt bike the other day, and I rode it home without crashing it. Can I join your street gang? But yeah, this is, I was just reading something about this today to see if they had decided what to do. Their policy is they don't chase. And especially they don't chase gangs like this. They'll run down the street with, you know, 200 or 300 bikes. You know, 10% of them doing wheelies, the other 10% or the other 90% just kind of trying to keep it in the street. Look at this guy. I've got some really interesting video. We'll do that at the end after this video's done. It's helmet cam where he's just rolling down the road. He spent way more time on the back wheel than he did on two wheels. And I would say probably 98% of the time he was filming, he was on the back wheel. And, yeah, it's impressive. Huh? Yeah. Well, the most impressive thing is he's doing 12 o'clocks, right? You know,
Right.
he's balanced on the back wheel, hands free. So no throttle. The only brake he's got is on his foot, his rear brake. But still, he's doing a 100-yard wheelie, 12 o'clock, right? That's impressive. That's coming up. Um, and this has been a big problem in Baltimore for, I don't know, a decade or more. I remember seeing this on the news and go, wow. At first I thought, wow, that's really freaking cool that these guys are dominating the city. But then, you know, people started going, you know, it sucks. It sucks. I think I talked to one of the guys that lived there, or at least he lived in Maryland. I'm not sure if he lived in Baltimore, but you know, he's more in tune with what's going on than I am, and it looks like complete chaos. And these guys on four-wheelers think that they're badasses. It's like if you can't wheelie a four-wheeler, something's wrong with you. But yeah, that's the thing. That's the style. Is the brothers that get that one arm going, and I don't know what the hell that means. It's like they're riding a horse or something. I don't know. He's taking a picture. He's getting a selfie with himself and the helicopter in the back. But yeah, what I read today is their policy has been for a while, don't chase. And nobody gets arrested unless it's their third offense in 6 months. So you get, I mean, obviously it's kind of, this is what you're going to see if you don't care about. Okay, well, and I also read, I think there's been like 4 guys killed in the last year. Of course, head injuries because nobody's wearing a helmet. Anyway, it's impressive. It's impressive that you've got all these bikes that are just kind of getting away with whatever, you know, whatever they want to get away with, because they kind of run the streets. The cops aren't going to do anything. I guess probably because cops chase them and they don't know how to ride, and next thing you know, they're up under the police car, and it's kind of hard to explain that to the public. It's like, what did he do wrong? He was doing a wheelie, and now he's dead, which is kind of, I mean, you got to think about that. Yeah, but don't try to say that in Arkansas, because they don't give a fuck, which is coming up. Let's go ahead and boot forward here, see if we got some more interesting stuff going on. Oh, this is a good one. I think this is Arkansas. Let me change my little thing here.
Put your hands out right now, motherfucker! Put your hands out!
In there, and then pull on the red strap. I'm so fucking stupid.
Yeah. You wasn't ready for a trooper, was you?
No, I'm sorry.
I think I screwed that one up. I wanted you to hear this guy. This guy couldn't ride either.
I'm good, thank you.
Is he crying?
He's crying. He's crying.
Oh,
He got caught. He couldn't ride. He hit the. I don't think you saw it, but he sideswiped that van, a minivan back there, and then the cop just whipped around in front of the van, and you know. And he was on a sport bike. He turned it up. I think he probably got over 100 before he pulled him over. But I'm trying to remember which one this is. I just don't remember. Why you should not run from the cops? I would say my reason is it's illegal, and the biggest reason you shouldn't run from the cops is you don't know how to ride. Damn it! That's like 90% of the video you're going to see here is folks that
getting
can't
wrapped
ride.
around a guardrail is a bad idea.
Dude, I mean, it's just well, yeah, you got. I mean, I watch a lot of car chases. That's mostly what I watch is car chases, and you know, almost all the time they run them off the road. They start flipping. Somebody gets flung out of the car. The car rolls over them, crushes their skull. You know, same story. It's like, okay, well, but at least that car protected you. Maybe if you were buckled in, you probably had a good chance of walking away from it in handcuffs, but still. So
he cut through the parking lot to let the motorcycle catch up with him and pass him.
No. He followed him. You want me to replay that?
I didn't.
Yeah,
see
let's replay that. Let's replay that. So he saw him. I think what happened is he probably clocked him. somewhere on the interstate, and then he saw him behind him. He said, "I know how to get rid of this guy. I'm gonna put him through some parking lots. He can't keep up with me, and his car's slowing him down here." So, but yeah, he's
Oh,
he's gonna.
I see him now. Okay.
Yes, he's under the bridge.
I got you.
Yeah, he's about to turn into McDonald's to kind of throw him off the trail, and pretend like he's just gonna go get him a Mc sandwich, and then says, "Nope, see ya, back on the interstate." So, yeah, I guess in theory, you probably got a little bit more agility on a motorcycle in parking lots. I would think you got a whole lot more traction in a car. And most of these guys in Arkansas are running those Chargers now, and they'll run 130. They've got one that I saw is running 150. I watch a lot of Arkansas stuff, so. But yeah, this is the one where he pretty much smokes this guy. I think he gets up to about 130 in this, and I'm not sure what he's riding. It sounded like a Ducati. I wish I'd have kept the sound, because it sounded very unique. It was either an R1 or a Ducati. That's what I'm calling it, and I'm floating towards Ducati. So he probably turned it up to about 140 and said, "See ya," that's typical. If you know how to ride, that's the typical way to get away. It's just almost all bikes are going to be quicker than a four-wheeled vehicle. Quick. And then top speed, I guess it just depends. I mean, if you can run 100 and something in town, you're probably going to get away from a city cop. This is a losing battle if you don't have a very fast machine. Cars, that's the big thing that you're seeing lately on Arkansas troopers videos is, well, you can still see he's still in sight. I can't remember how this thing turns out. I think he just relaxed. I think he just said, I'm good. Oh, that's audio coming from somewhere. It may be. There he is. He's exiting again.
I think the frogs have started getting anxious at my house.
Oh, is that frogs?
Might have been, man.
Okay. That was loud, man. It was loud. Yeah, I think he's trying to strain again. I think he's putting them through some surface street strainer there. I don't remember. All I remember is the exhaust on this thing. He turned it up and you could hear it. It's like, wah. Yeah, he's coming up. I think he's going to cut it loose here shortly. I think right after he turns here. Which is interesting, because I think that's what most people, especially the sport bike guys, that's what they all seem like that's what they want to do. I can outrun this guy. Well, yeah, maybe. But the only opportunity you really have is to strain. Get somewhere where there's a lot of traffic. You're going to have a lot better chances to get away, but then again, you're going to have a lot more obstacles. You're going to have cross traffic. You're going to have, people turning left, people turning right, people hearing sirens and putting on their brakes when you're trying to weave through traffic. That's a lot of danger.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
People pulling over to the left, just hitting their brakes, stopping.
That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly. Yeah.
I see that firsthand, dude.
Oh yeah. Well, I saw it in Hawaii. It was awful. Now we've got some night stuff here. I can't remember which one this guy is. I think this is a big cruiser. I'm not sure if it's a Harley or not. But this is really interesting. Again, back in Arkansas. Try to get the guy to slow down. I think he's running like 80 or 90. He ain't going to outrun nobody. Even the squad cars. He ain't going to outrun nobody. And of course, he just blazes through. And I think there's 2 or 3 squads coming after him now. And for some reason, he thinks that getting on the interstate is going to be a good idea. He thinks he's going to outrun him. I think this guy's drunk. Look at this turn. Oh, he's down to about 15 or 20. Now, they just switched cameras, so he's up front and the left next to that squad up there. And he's just going to ease on over. Oh, he didn't even get close to him. He just started easing over, and he hit the grass and went, oh no, and he hit a sign. I don't know if you saw that.
I thought he got close to it.
He hit the sign. He probably hit it with his handlebar hand. Next thing you know, he's laying unconscious in the road. Yeah, I would not
Probably
advise.
a mess.
Yeah, I would not advise anybody in Arkansas to run on a motorcycle in a car. They don't play. I saw one where they got behind him. It was less than 3 minutes. He didn't stop. I think the guy slowed down and then pulled off. Trooper, I mean, it wasn't 2 miles. It was less than 3 minutes the whole chase. He just boom, knocked him off the road. I was like, damn. Usually they give him a little bit of time and go, okay, he's endangering the public. Let me put a pit on him. Oh, this is a really good one too. Not fast, can't ride. This is a meth dealer. He's got a backpack full of meth. This is great. This is going to be a short one because he can't outrun the cop and he can't ride. And there's a couple of squads up here. I think this is the outskirts of town. A couple of squads out here sitting on the side of the road. I think he panicked and said, "They got spike strips out for me." So guess what he does? I think that's the only thing I can figure. There's not a lot of information on these videos. Some of the really good videos have tons of information. This is the suspect. This is what he was charged with. You know, this is what happened to the thing. This is, hit and run, blah, blah, blah. But most of the chase stuff is just like, meh, nothing, no information. Here he is. He sees the cops up there to the right. He's like, oh, panic. Oh, I forgot how to turn the bike. Let me run it out. He's probably faster on his feet than he is anything else. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. I think this guy's drunk. Because, buddy, he cusses up a storm. This is great. This is great. Y'all are going to love this one. Old drunk bastard. I'm thinking this guy's he's probably my age. Just left the bar, hammered. And he's like, "What are these motherfuckers pulling me over for? He ain't got shit on me." He ain't got a tag. That's the main thing. He ain't got a tag. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a relatively short one too. Just kind of wanted to show you exactly what was going on here. Number one, he ain't got no power. He can't ride. He's probably blitzed out of his mind. Watch this.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, he
that's
just
not.
peeled right off of there.
That's not the end. Let me replay that. That's good enough to replay. Okay, so cops behind him. He's not gonna actually pit him, so I guess you could call it a pit, but it's not a traditional pit. I don't know what they consider a pit on a bike is. There's some pits coming up though.
It just stands for pursuit, intervention, tactic, pit.
But I think normally it means pushing the rear bumper. But on this thing, he just got up beside him and kind of, I can't even tell if he moved into his lane. He just got up beside him, and I think the guy freaked out. If it would have been me and he would have been that close, I would have turned away. Wait, it's coming up. He's going to start cussing any minute here. I think I left this audio in. Oh, he's pissed. Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Can you hear it?
Oh, I can't hear any audio.
That's as high up as I can go. Get on the ground. I think he's saying, fuck you. You didn't have to run me over. You ran over me. Get on the ground now. God damn it. You skin up my belly. He says, you skin up my belly. It hurts. You skin up my belly. He's like, dude, you're riding in a freaking t-shirt. He did hit that retaining wall pretty hard.
I just don't want any, I don't want any part of that.
Nope.
Just
well,
ride slow.
That's one of the biggest reasons you should not. I mean, he came out pretty good considering that kind of crash. He came out really good. He's not dead, number one. He's not crippled, number two. He's probably skinned up pretty bad. He's probably more pissed that they scratched up his motorcycle than anything else, which is funny. That's the funniest part of all. All right. Let me pull up some of these chats, see what everybody's saying. Sounds good. When's your next trip, Gary? As soon as I get my Haven or Bunka Biker. Yeah, you should do Bunka Biker. Waiting for new Haven. I hope that Haven comes in soon, man. You run out of time. It's about to get hot down there. Sunday evening. Left downtown Chicago with Benz on the CB. Merged into a group of these guys on the interstate. I must admit, it was fun. They were all in a good mood. Felony eluding. Yeah, that's another big big thing. KHP Challenger Pursuit. Look fast as yeah. All the big horsepower cars. I mean, they got some 800 horsepower factory cars out there. Who's gonna catch those guys? Just tuned in. What's up, John Paradise? Good stuff. Didn't know there was a live show. Seen a couple of these before. It's impressive how many chases there are in the state of Arkansas. It's not how many chases there are. There's plenty of chases in every state. There's just a few states that show you everything. Like they talk about, this guy can't ride for shit either. Watch him, watch him. He's got his foot down.
What did he put his foot down for?
He's got 4 lanes, 5 lanes. He can't make it. And then he almost kills himself coming on head on. But this is good. This is a good one. But yeah, I wanted to talk about the Arkansas chases. It's not that they have an unusual number of chases. They just publish their videos. I'm not sure exactly how they do it. I think it's just like Florida, though. Everybody talks about Florida man, how crazy Florida. No, Florida, the state of Florida has a public release of information policy. So if you say, I want to see the dash cam from that thing, I think you got to pay them $25, but you can get the video. So if you say, well, there was a shooting last week and I want to see the dash cam, I want to see the body cam on the officer. Well, Florida will release it. That's why you see so much craziness in Florida, and everybody's talking about Florida man. Well, Florida man, it hit the headlines because there's a video. Florida man shoots another man. Florida man tries to outrun a trooper on him. It's just all over the news. And everybody has a misconception that Florida is a state full of crazy people, which it is, but I don't think it's more unusual than any other state. You gonna say something, Luke?
No, I just say that they're everywhere. Crazy people are everywhere.
Well, I think Arkansas is a lot like Florida in that they release, at least the troopers do, because that's all. You can watch. I think they come out with 2 or 3 a day, and you'll see them. It was like last week. Last week there was a chase, and I think this one's old, but yeah, it's not. They're not hard to find. You can go on to I think it's Police Pursuits does a good job on. But you can recognize them because I think it's down in the right corner. It says ASP, and then it'll give the trooper's name and their speed up here in the right. And there's all kinds of information to show. You know, it's got a little thing in the little graphic in the bottom that's lights and sirens. You know, it's all stuff that's printed on the video as it's coming out. So this guy's not outrunning the cop. But it's about to start getting interesting. I didn't want to cut this up because I wanted everybody to know that it wasn't a very long chase. But the guy actually tried to do something a little bit smart, and his skills on the dirt are much better, much better than his street skills, unbelievably. Well, what you're going to see is, I mean, it's basically a straight road. Until he runs out of road, then he's in trouble. But also, he's on a street bike on street tires. But you'd never know it. What you see is coming up. Let's see if we can speed it up. This is kind of boring. Okay. He's just turned off on he's on a country road here. He's about to be on dirt. And as you can see, he hasn't turned it up at all. And I think he really slows down the corners. It's like, it's like if y'all watch racing, or if you see track days, that's probably the most telling thing. Oh no, I'm thinking of the other guy. This guy knows this area. I forgot. This is a different one. He's like, I know he lives around here too. So he turned on one of his roads. He almost lost him at this trainer, but he's like, no. All you got to do is get around that ditch. Oh, this is great. I'm getting them confused. Some of them look a lot alike. They're all Arkansas almost. But yeah, he's like, all I got to do is get into the woods, and that would have been fine. I think he hit a creek up here. I think that's what happened. As you can see, this is very unusual for troopers, for police, unless they know the area, unless they got a truck or an SUV. Usually they go, I'm not going off-road. I don't want to scratch up my pretty squad car. So this is very unusual. Usually they don't pursue. I think that's a sheriff's deputy up in front. But yeah, they're going out in the woods pretty good. They're not knocking down trees and they're not going through the weeds, but still, I would think that most cops, the ones I've seen, it's like, oh, okay, I'm not going to the woods.
Yeah, they definitely think this guy's got something or done something or is something.
Yeah, I can't remember if there was a story on this or not. Yeah, and I think he's just on the other side of this little creek here. So I think maybe he was zipping through here and he bottomed out. And he just decided, I'm going to be on foot now. And I think it's the trooper or the sheriff that's saying, I'm going to turn my dog loose. I'm going to turn my dog loose. Get out here, show your face. I'm going to turn my dog loose. The guy comes out of the woods. He didn't even have a dog. I think the rest of this is kind of boring. So we'll go ahead and move forward. There he is. Probably meth. Oh, no, this is a good one. I don't even think this guy was speeding. I think he just didn't have a plate, or I'm not sure why he decided to focus on this guy, but I think he was riding with the guy on the sport bike back here. This is great. This is great. Y'all are going to love this. So, DR650 looks like, best I could tell, looks like, I don't know, Keith, you've got one now. Maybe you could tell me. Looks like the same DR pipe. Looks like a newer bike. Doesn't look like that old. But I'm saying DR650. I don't know what else it could be if it's not a DR. It could be a DRZ, but I don't think so. It looks like a 650. Anyway, he sees him, signals, I'm going to pull over. Cop pulls in. He's expecting him to kind of roll there, and he's like, no, I don't think so. I think I'm going to see you. I'm going to see you. Bye.
Got him.
Now he hits his lights. He's got his lights and sirens on, and everybody's just still going. Okay, well, you're not going to outrun this guy. He's in a red SUV, which I think is really interesting.
You can't get out of the way of the cops if you're on your phone. So
no.
People are on their phone. Weren't paying attention to the cops.
Yeah. So yeah, he thinks he's going to make a quick mad dash in through a neighborhood. This guy can actually ride. So yeah, he's got it turned up pretty well. He's cornering really well. He gets down into this corner, and the rear slips out a little bit on him. But other than that, he's on it. Yeah, he locks it up. Oh, slips out a little bit. He's like, I give up. No, you don't. I just pitted you. I think what happened, I don't think the guy meant to hit him. He just threw his hand up and let off the throttle, right? And the guy's on his ass. And he just went, boom. So I don't think it was an intentional pit. And I think there's a bunch of back and forth talk in this radio. You can't really hear it, but I think the cop said, oh yeah, we can pit a bike. It's totally, you're about to see that they pit bikes in Arkansas. They don't care. I don't think they want to run over you, but you ain't getting away from a trooper, man. They are just, Arkansas troopers, they don't give a fuck. Helicopters and radios are faster, yeah. Helicopters and radios help, but somebody's got to keep the motorcycle inside. I think that's the biggest thing that people don't realize. Is like, yeah, if you can get out of sight, out of mind, you don't know where that guy went. That's usually in the past when I broke the law. I was, make a quick getaway. Make a quick getaway, turn right, turn left, go down hide behind a building. I've done that many times, and it worked just fine. Yeah, if you think you're going to get on the interstate and run 70 miles and not get caught, you're making a big mistake. Unless you're in one of those big Chargers or Challengers. Big
You better
800-pound
be
car.
low.
I need
You
an
better be
ambulance.
low, baby, fast.
Yeah. Well, I've seen a
I
few of
need an
those.
ambulance.
So the guys in the back of the squad right now saying, "I need an ambulance! I need an ambulance!" And what's funny is the cop comes back to the car. He's like, "Man, I need an ambulance." He says, "I've already called the ambulance." "Well, I need an ambulance now." It's like, "Look, man, I'm not driving the ambulance. I can't make it come any
I
faster."
need an ambulance.
I don't know if y'all hear that. You can't hear that though, can you, Luke?
No, I can't hear it.
Well,
No, I
shit.
can't hear it.
I think it's probably because you got the thing muted, but that.
Yeah, but I've heard it in real life before. It's okay.
Okay, does anybody know what these guys are riding? I can't
Scooter.
identify. It's a scooter, but they're running about 55, believe it or not. But they're also running 2 up. And it looks like he's got some bags on here. I don't know what he's doing. But here's the crazy thing. It looks like he's trying to outrun the cops. Like he's like, no, he's not gonna stop me. He's gonna get in front of me and slow down, and I'm just gonna throttle out and pass him. No, you ain't. Not on that thing.
No,
Not 2 up.
He's doing that. He's hiding in plain sight. Is what he's doing right now.
I don't think he's hiding. I think he's just trying to. No, I don't want to go 45. I want to go 55, and that's as fast as he gets. And it just keeps getting better. I'm guessing these two were drunk. They're hammered. They're stoned on something because they're riding down the interstate at night. 2 up with some saddlebags or something. They got something on there too. They may be doing a meth delivery. I don't know. It's kind of crazy here. But we got another cruiser. We got 3 cruisers coming up. We got one falling, one in front, and one of them coming up to the side here. And I think that's their pit technique on motorcycles. Just get up beside them and kind of freak them out. That's
2 beside. Start slowing down.
That's what happened. Yeah, that's what happened. He just slowed down and he hit the bumper, and then boom. You really need both wheels to be able to steer. And with one of them not spinning, look at that car just came zipping by there. 2 of them, 3 of them. So girl's kind of hurt. Dude's not moving at all. They have to come pull him out from under the bike, and then they just leave him there because I think he's probably kind of screwed up. I think she walked off. I think she's unconscious here though. See, he's pretty messed up. So he probably went down, what, 40? He hit the back of that
40.
Seriously, it was. So they were doing 55, right? Trying to maintain 55. So he's doing between 50 and 55. Cop got out back in front of him. He slowed down to what, 45? He hit the back of that car. He was probably doing 40 when he hit the pavement. They both were doing 40 when they hit the pavement. Probably. That's a hell of a spill on pavement.
I'm just hearing the cop in my head tell the girl, just quit crying, rub some dirt on it, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they leave this guy sitting there. I mean, I'm thinking that he's over there groaning, asking about his wife. She's fine. She's fine. Neither of them were wearing a helmet, by the way, which is kind of interesting. He probably spent a few weeks in the hospital. She probably spent a week.
Dang.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got coming up here. We got some. Oh, now we got more pits coming up.
These Gold Wing?
Gold Wings. I got 2 Gold Wings over here. This one, I think this guy, I can't remember if he was drunk or meth or something. Both of these Gold Wing guys can ride, and you'll see that coming up. You got to be able to ride, if you can ride like this and ride a Gold Wing. If you can ride a Gold Wing, and I think it's this guy that's throwing sparks. Maybe it's the next guy. No, this guy's about to come to an end. It's the next guy that's riding. Yeah, this is going to be quick. Oh, see ya. I think he knocked this guy unconscious too. Because he was
Thought
sitting
he's
there
going
for
to
a
make
while.
that turn.
You thought. Yeah, so unknown if this guy was a good rider, but the next Gold Wing guy is a good rider because he is pushing it to the limit. I think he stepped out the rear a couple of times too. This is him.
Gold Wings do ride like smaller bikes. They do handle very well.
They're heavy though, man. They're so
Yeah, they're
heavy.
but they ride.
Oh, it's a
They
big,
ride
huge
and they
sport
do
bike.
handle good.
It's a big,
You
huge
get that
sport
dude
bike.
through some stuff.
But this guy, you'll see him spark the rest of the trip. This is great. I think he said this is his father-in-law's bike. Check him out. Yeah, there he goes. He stepped it out.
Ooh, tried to step out.
He levered the rear end is what happened. That's how bad he was going. And he just got right back on it. But I don't understand. Gull wings are fast. He should be able to smoke this guy. It's not as fast as a sport bike, but it'll go. And he's not even on it. Maybe it's running on 5 cylinders. Yeah, I think the cop jumps a couple of times on this one. Yeah, I cut some of the stuff out of it because it was boring, but he's about to swing it out there. Look, there goes some more sparks.
You lean that dude over too far, you'll end up sliding sideways on the pigs too.
He might have a car tire on there. He's throwing his hand
dark
up.
side.
He's throwing his hand up. Oh, yeah, look at that. He maintained. He didn't keep his lane. Now, here's what I don't understand. It's like he's digging in his pocket here. I think he could have gotten out of the way, but he just kind of gave up here. He's digging something out of his pocket. He's probably got his stash he's going to throw away. And the cop's like, give it up, man. Just stop. He's hollering on the PA. Give it up. Give it up. And then eventually he pulls up beside him, rolls down the window. Just stop, man. We can work it out. This is great. He's still messing with his pocket and his stash or whatever. He's afraid of going to jail for whatever. Just pull over. It ain't worth it. All right, which one is this? I can't remember. Somebody just came past him. Oh, this is the sport bike. Yeah, this is the guy that. No, this is the Chinesium bike. It's the little 125 or whatever. It's a little Chinese bike. And he's doing 50 and a 40. Trooper turns around.
Special.
It's an Amazon special. And he books it up to the top of the hill. And I think it's just not street legal. I think that's why he's pulling him over. This is a good one. This may be one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites because it kind of proves my point a lot. He's like, oh, no, I don't want to talk to you. See ya. The guy's in his 20s. He looks like he's a kid with a backpack, but you can see he's got hair on his face and a long ponytail. And then there's the man right beside him. Oh, this is great. You think that bike's going to outrun anybody? That top speed on this bike, look, he's just chilling, man.
Maybe to 55 or 60.
Well, I think the video said he was doing 50 in a 40, which means it'll do 50 downhill. I don't know. But yeah, he just got his hand on the throttle, just chilling. It's like, man, look, now leave me alone. I've seen that a lot with the sport bike guys. Like, man, leave me alone. You're not going to catch me. Leave me alone. Just go do your thing. Just go hassle somebody else because you're not catching me.
The one good sports bike answer when they said, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" The sport bike guy goes, "Because I let you."
Yeah. I've gotten close to saying that a couple times because I didn't want to run. I didn't feel like hiding out for a couple of hours while you guys look somewhere else. I'm comparing it with my experience in Canada. We almost never hear of high-speed pursuits, at least publicly. I wish this footage was always public information. Yeah, I think other countries are different. Cops' reactions to pursuits they're pretty brutal. I've never liked it, especially when I started watching stuff like from Russia. Russia, you know, they'll pursue a guy for an hour, get out of the car. They'll just walk up to the car like, "Hey man, get out of the car, come on." And they won't even put handcuffs on the guy. They just stuff him in the back of the car. They don't tackle him. They don't squeeze a few rounds off when he gets out of the car. It's just really brutal compared to every other thing that I've seen, except South Africa. They don't play in South Africa. They're much more brutal. They will shoot at you in a car chase in South Africa. That's probably what I should do next is gather some stuff from South Africa. It's crazy. It's Wild West shit. Riding down the street on a motorcycle, firing from a motorcycle at cars.
That's
Oh,
movie
this is
stuff.
That's total movie stuff. So listen up, y'all. Everybody at home, listen.
Well, that be back here somewhere.
Yeah.
I think come back down. There's a bunch of people standing out here.
Alright, 1022, I guess. We lost him. He's on a dirt bike, so he probably just took off in the woods somewhere.
He's out here somewhere. There's people out here, blah, blah, blah. He's on a dirt bike. We lost him. He's up here somewhere in the woods. Like, yeah, there you go. It's like the perfect, yeah. You're not going to outrun them, but all you got to do is go up in the woods. They're not going to walk up there. This is one of the most interesting stops I've ever seen. CHP again just says, oh, no, watch this. Oh, off my bike. Dude's almost off his bike as fast as the chips was. Oh, and here's a guy. Here's a guy on the back wheel. Same thing. You know, why are y'all chasing me? What? Leave me alone. Oh, you get the helicopter? Well, I can deal with that too. What's this? Oh, I know. I'll just take the sidewalk. What are you going to do? You going to jump up here on the sidewalk too? I don't think so. Oh, this is great. I screwed up.
Shoe.
I screwed up. I lost my shoe, but I got time. Let me kick it in the neutral. I'll keep it running here. Let me just slip my shoe back on. Up. Can he get away? Yeah. Oh, jeez. That was close. I almost lost my shoe. Woof.
Wow.
Yeah, so the cop's coming down the alley. Not too far behind him. But yeah, boom, dusted.
This is the actual film studio part of the lot. Private property, and CHP is just trying to do the best that they can to keep
Some of the
up
stuff
with this
just really
suspect.
makes me
The
laugh.
air unit is not letting this guy get away. Look at that, a large crowd here. All those buses, those are all here for the concert. And we're continuing southbound on Highland.
Yeah.
Right into the heart of Hollywood Boulevard.
Trying to figure out what kind of little bike that
A lot
is.
of people are going to be
Don't
out
know.
walking around. This is where it gets
It's like almost like a
dangerous. When
super
you are
motard or
riding a
something.
motorcycle
Kind
Yeah.
of.
at these speeds in
Yeah, it
the
looks like
middle of
maybe
the
like a
city,
250, maybe a
happen here on Sunset Boulevard
could be a
now.
DRZ.
Taking one hand off the,
Looks kind of Honda-ish with that
off
seat.
the steering there.
Maybe a
And,
CRF.
little bit of a left turn there, a little bit of a right turn. Oh, very close to oncoming traffic, and we're still going the wrong way. Southbound on
I
the
just know
right
super
lane.
motard dirt bike
And
with.
another motorcycle driver
He's
there.
waving at his buddy.
And,
Dirt bike with street tires on it.
this is a
Yeah, so I'm not sure how he got separated from these guys. Well, that looks like a monkey right there. Keith, where you at? You in the house, man? Looks like a little monkey or a grom. Yeah, they're out there on, small bore bikes just doing wheelies and cutting up and having fun. And apparently this guy got singled out. And I think that's probably how to catch them is you can catch one easier than you can catch 6 or 10 or 100 of them. I'm trying to remember what this guy does. Oh, yeah, I remember. I don't think he's actually trying to run sport bike. You think he could get 100 plus out of a sport bike. But, I mean, he's out there. Some guy just sped up in front of him. He's like, oh, no, you ain't going to outrun me. It's kind of weird. But yeah, this guy's got an interesting strategy. This is kind of what I've always thought of when you got a helicopter on you. You know you got a helicopter on you. Hell, he's got 2 helicopters on him. And it's like, what are you going to do? It's really hard to outrun the helicopter. Out of sight, out of mind, except it's kind of hard to get out of the sight of a helicopter. But there's a few ways that you could do it, and he's about to pull one of them off. Very interesting strategy. So yeah, he's gonna circle around, try to find his perfect spot, and then he's gonna make his move. Any guesses from the audience of what he's gonna try to pull off? Successfully, I think, as far as I know.
Into a parking deck, right back out of a parking deck.
Perfect. Out of the into the parking deck. I mean, really, I mean, if he's just wanting to get away, physically get away, then, you know, dumping your bike in the parking lot, jumping your gear, getting on the elevator, going, you know, whatever, getting to a crosswalk, however you're getting off out of the building. Nonchalant, you know, you're not wearing a helmet and jacket, then you're not that guy. Just kind of, I mean, you can just go downstairs somewhere, hang out in the lobby, I guess, whatever. But yeah, if you want to keep your bike, that's kind of going to be a different strategy altogether. I think there's probably a way to squish your bike in between some cars in a corner where they're not looking. They're looking for a bike parked in a spot, probably. But hell, as far as that, if it's a small enough bike, you could probably push it into a stairwell. And you both get away. You get your bike out of the way. You get the, you know. Except I don't know if you ever noticed, if the cops went into a stairwell with a hot bike in there. If you've ever gotten off a hot bike and noticed, especially in the garage, you hear the bike pop.
You're gonna hear
pop,
it and smell it.
crack, pop, smell. Yeah, smell. Especially if you've been ripping the clutch and the brakes, you're gonna smell brakes and clutch and rubber and yeah. So he just turned into that parking deck. And I think they sat out here for a few minutes. I never saw the end. I never saw them pull him out. But I've seen that a couple of times where somebody pulls into a parking deck. Cars and motorcycles. It's a pretty good strategy if you're fast enough. But, you know, not just that. You could also time the helicopter just right, go out the back door, get under some trees, and just kind of...
Yeah, but how hard is it to keep an eye on the deck of a helicopter?
I don't know. I don't think it's that hard.
You're having a hard enough time running away from people in 2 dimensions, let alone 3.
If you think about it, they're doing a big loop. That's typically how they fly. They do a big loop. So now this is interesting. Same kind of strategy where you're using a strainer. He's using sidewalks and parks, and the problem is he only knows a couple of parks. I think that's the problem. Well, that and he's on a dirt bike, and they got what, a gallon and a half.
Yeah, you're not going to run through any distance.
But it's interesting because he's got some pretty good strategies. He's staying in the trees. He's staying in between the trees. He knows the helicopter's up there. He knows that he gets away from the sight of the vehicles. And, you know, I got no problem except the copter knows where I'm at, and then they all converge on me. They almost catch him. A couple of cops get out of the vehicles on foot, which I thought was a pretty good strategy.
Is my motion light up there messing around? Too bad.
No, but I hear frogs or something back there. You got frogs?
Yeah, dude, there's frogs all over this place.
Dude, it sounds like they're on your porch there.
When we first moved in here, I couldn't sleep because the frogs were too loud. I wasn't used to it.
Hawaii's got frogs everywhere, and they're tiny little tree frogs. And they're loud, and it sounds like locusts. I mean, they're like, depending on where you're at, they're everywhere. So he does a pretty good job. You can see the SUVs behind him. I think there's a lot of unmarked vehicles behind him. He's racing in front of a cop right there, I think. You can't hear it, but the helicopter's giving him good instructions on where to go. Turn right, turn left. And he's just hitting the sidewalk. I mean, you can really, if you had enough fuel, you could do this all day. Which is why they probably don't do anything in Baltimore. It's like, man, we're going to zip through the city every day, all day long. We're going to catch 1 out of 100. I saw a news story in Baltimore where they're talking about they take all the confiscated dirt bikes that aren't registered, they can't find an owner, so they just assume they're all stolen. And then they run a tractor over them. It's kind of heartbreaking, but then you start thinking, we crushed 100 motorcycles this year. It's like 100? Hell, there's 100 every day they get out there. There's 100 every day in the street, so I don't know if that's something to be proud of. Probably they just hit a car. That's probably how they got the bikes. running down the road on the back wheel and they hit a car. It's like it's not going anywhere, so they got a free bike.
Front end's a little messed up, but it's okay.
Yeah. But you can see. Oh, here we go. We got two guys out right now. They're going to try to catch him on foot. Which is a pretty good strategy if you sneak up on him, but these guys aren't sneaky. Watch this. Boom. Just hit that damn curb like it wasn't even there. Do you think any kind of passenger car or street bike could do that? I mean, none of my street bikes would do that.
You really have to load the suspension and try to get it unloaded to hit a curb like that going that fast.
Right.
Otherwise, you're gonna jack a wheel up or something. You got to get some weight off that bike to be able to do something like that.
I think he's running out of gas. I think I got a couple of videos of guys. You know, they're evading successfully. Just keep evading, and you know, eventually they'll probably give them the slip, but they run out of gas. I can't remember if they all made it to this one or not. Alleyways are good. Forests are good. Parks are kind of good. I think it would probably be a whole lot easier for everybody to escape if there weren't so many fences and walls and things like that. I'm amazed when I see neighborhoods without fences. It's amazing to me. It's like, wow, why don't they have fences? You can just walk into somebody's backyard here. I think probably the worse the neighborhood, the taller the fences. Or the more money. I'm not really sure what the correlation is there.
Are you saying fences keep people out?
Fences can potentially keep people out, yeah.
Alright, I'm not sure what he's doing. He's making another U-turn. He stopped in the middle of the road on Woodstock just as he make the left-hand turn. Now he's cut
I
through
think he's running out of
here.
gas here. Oh, this is interesting. He's like trees. They're not going to be able to see me in the trees. I could just slip out from one side. And really you could, because they're zoomed in right now. They're zoomed in. You can't really see. If he shot out one side while they're zoomed in on one section, he could just crawl right through those trees. Theoretically.
Switch over to Fleer.
Fleer's not as good as you think.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. You're gonna see that exhaust.
You don't. Well, you see it. Well, you see the engine now.
Pulling a U-turn, now he's back north and westbound on Woodstock.
I think he's just playing around his neighborhood. I think that's the same problem everybody has. Like, I know this area. I know how to get through the park.
No, he's just weaving through the
I know how to get across this crosswalk here. Which I think he does that. I think he does a crosswalk on this
He
one.
is in the bike path. He's still trying to hide in the woods here, so just hang tight with me.
Yeah, GTA, man. That's exactly right. It's like Grand Theft Auto.
He's still moving through, coming back south.
Funny you say that.
Alright, be back out on one of the roads here.
Well, I think we're coming to the end here.
I think it's Fairfax Avenue. Gonna run the stop
Yeah,
sign,
so he's
Fairfax.
using a little bit of strategy. I just don't think he's using a lot of smart. I think
Fairfax and,
he's trying to figure out where the cops are, and he should just be figuring out where to go to hit the strainers. Where are the strainers? Where's the train tracks that I can cross and they can't? Where's that crosswalk that I can cross and they can't?
let's see, going back north.
I think this would be over if they had some motorcycles in here. Or at least a motorcycle cop that could ride up beside him and turn his kill switch off. Now that's a hell of a strategy.
Put a stick in his spokes.
Yeah. Well, doesn't that make them explode? At least that's what they do in the movies. Oh, now see, there's a dirt pit right there. There's all kinds of good stuff in there. There's an abandoned building. You can go hide out in there. Except he's got cops right on his butt. Yeah, I think this is where he hits the. Yeah, this is where he hits the crosswalk. Now, see, that's a hell of a strainer right there. Because you can't drive cars across. They always have tolls on one side or both sides.
They got them bollards.
Yeah, he's crossing the train track. So at the right crossing, that would take you 2 or 3 minutes to get on the other side. Now he's kind of confused. He doesn't want to get run. I don't think he knows this place. I don't think he knows this neighborhood. I think he's stuck in somebody else's neighborhood. He's trying to figure out where to go. He doesn't know.
Oh, I thought he was going to get taken out by that white minivan or whatever that was.
Going southbound on 116.
Car stopped chasing him 10 minutes ago. I think they just don't want him to do stupid stuff. I think they just want to wait to the right minute, right time, and I think their strategy is working really well. See? Strategy works really well. He's out of gas. Oh no! Oh no! What do I do? Hey, can I pull up to this pump? Hey man, let me get a gallon from you. Let me get a gallon while you're pumping.
This is Kingsman 125th. He's trying to find a
You can't hear them. They're calling in from the helicopter. He's filling up with gas at the gas station right here. Blah blah blah. And then boom, here they come. Look. They stopped chasing him, but they were right there. They've been right behind him all the time. They've just been out of his sight range. And he's, I think he's already flipped over on reserve.
All right, gonna be back out on the road again. Gonna be back.
I got like 2 miles left. Looks like he's in a parking deck.
Cut through the
parking lot, maybe.
Gonna be southbound 110th.
Yeah, his run is coming to an end here. It's gonna get good. It's not gonna get good. It's just gonna be like, yeah. Oh no.
Making the right-hand turn, and
making a right-hand turn. Up. See, no pressure. Just let him do a little free riding. Yeah. Let him do a free ride. He's got a gallon and a half. He's got about, on a full tank, he's got about 55 miles. Let's let him burn out, and then it'll fade away. So sad. I'm trying to remember what we got up coming next. Oh, this is some of the best police work I've ever seen. This was I can't remember the original charge. Was a bank robber, or I can't remember. It was something serious, like he just robbed some place or something. And I think the guy either hit some spikes or hit a curb or something, so he lost his tire. So this guy is on his ass, right? He's getting onto the interstate, but he's going really slow because I think he's got 2 flat tires. So it's the car directly in front of him now. And they're both slowing down. I couldn't believe this when I saw it. It's like, this is, so this is California. I just can't remember. Fremont Police. That's the cop on the bike. So he's about to pull over. Watch this shit. This is crazy. This is about as crazy as it gets. This is South Africa stuff. Dude just starts opening up, gets out of the car, opens up, and watch this. Shots fired.
Shots fired, 1199.
Tell them back, right?
That might be my computer going, hey, I'm getting hot. What are you doing? Make sure my computer's not about to shut down here. Google. Everything's very high. I'm smoking my computer. It's like smoke coming out of it and everything. Well, I remember when I first saw this that I was thinking, All right, if I was chief of police in Baltimore, what would I do? There's got to be a way. There's got to be something where you can just go to an intersection. Yeah, just go to one intersection. They're coming down this street. We're going to go to 4 intersections. So we get them all in this intersection. We pull up a big net across the intersection. You got two burly cops on one side of the intersection. Wrap the net around the poles, and then once you get a bunch of guys coming in, they all stop and they start turning around. You get the other net come up, and you got the intersection. You got the whole thing. You're gonna catch most of them, but then you got to have like 150 guys to come in there and lay on them. But I just thought that's why they don't do anything. It's like, what can they do? There's nothing you can do. But it is interesting to think about. It's like, okay, there's a problem. You got several hundred bikes riding through the streets, hitting cars. They're dying. They're smacking their head and dying. They're hitting cars. They're hurting people. They're hurting property. And if nothing else, they're annoying. What are you going to do about it? How would you solve this problem? That's kind of. I like problems like this. Like, how do you solve this problem? Well, apparently they're solving the problem by building a dirt bike track in Baltimore. Well, of course, you got to spend. It's going to cost them billions of dollars, and that's the solution. Is you get all these guys to come hang out. So a good solid place that they can come ride their bikes and sell crack and shoot each other, somewhere off the streets, right? I mean, they got to ride their bikes down there to the track too. I don't know.
Yeah, how they gonna get them there?
Yeah, exactly. Well, if you see these guys, it's just like every other guy riding a motorcycle. They're showing off. Look at me. Look at what I can do. Even the guys that are just poking around, they're just in the crowd, and they got their cameras out. They're filming the guys, and it's really fun to see guys like this. They're just poking around. It's like, hey man, I'm in the middle of it. I'm just poking around. I'm having almost as much fun as the guys that are spending all their time on the back wheel.
And less likely to crash.
And he's gonna roll right past this cop. It's just bizarre to see this stuff. It's like, what's the cop doing there? What is he doing? I think there's one clip where they're rolling through an intersection. The cop pulls up and clears the intersection so the guys can come through. I just thought that was pretty interesting. It's like, thanks, cop. See ya. Well, anyway, that's most of what I wanted to show y'all. I just thought it was interesting. I thought it would be an interesting topic. Has anybody got any comments or anything y'all want to talk about? Any commentary on what you've seen tonight?
Don't run from the cops.
Well, don't run from the cops, especially if you don't know how to ride. If you can't corner, if you don't have a fast bike or knobby tires and good suspension. I mean, that's my tip. Took this dude out. This guy can wheelie too, but he's got his camera out this time. It's a lot of work standing on the back wheels. Seems like a huge waste of money and resources to catch one random guy on a dirt bike. Yeah, I'm sure that's probably what they decided. It's like it's not worth the money, and we're gonna kill somebody once a year doing it. But what are you gonna do? I wouldn't want to live in a city like that, honestly. I wouldn't want to drive through a city like that. I wouldn't want to, I don't have any really nice vehicles, but what if I did? If I had a nice vehicle, I wouldn't want somebody running in the side of me. I certainly wouldn't want to run over somebody. Go to the airport. Helicopter can't fly. No, they can get clearance. Instaban. Stopped at shots fired. Yeah, how about that? Oh no, that was the video that I had. There wasn't much after the video. It was impressive. I get here, the stream freezes. Just my luck. I hope it's not frozen now.
No, it's not frozen right now.
It doesn't appear to be.
Yeah, it froze up a little bit on me.
I guess. Yeah, it is frozen.
The shooting part.
No, it's my internet. That's what's going on. Something's not sending. Let me see if I can get back online here. Well, we're still talking, so that's good.
Yeah.
It may be my computer. Yeah, that's probably what's going on. Connected? No. Everything's connected. Oh, there we go. Everything's running off my phone. It always runs slower on my phone than it does off the Wi-Fi. We'll see. We shall see. Connected. Let's see if that frees us back up.
I just don't want to take corners with dirt bike tires like that.
I don't know, man. You'd be
Not on the
surprised.
street.
You'd be surprised. The right tires work pretty well, and not just out. They step out slowly. They don't break loose. That's the beauty about knobbier tires. The knobbier the tire, you know as it's stepping out, it doesn't just turn loose like a street tire does. I think we're done here, son. Yeah, it could be my computer that's acting up. Hell, I don't know. We could have been down all this time, man. Just me and you talking together. I mean, there is a lot of throughput. Oh, have you? Okay.
I lost the chat. I had the chat. I saw the chat on the side. It was too small to read, but I can see it. I don't see it anymore.
Well, we're connected. I'm connected to both my internet, so I don't know what else to do. But I'm seeing my throughput's not very good, so somebody has decided that they don't want me streaming anymore. Oh, we're back up now, a little bit. I've got this little light over in the corner that tells me how I'm doing as far as bandwidth, and it's still red. But it's a whole lot better than 700 kilobits, so that's never good. But I'll check back here in the chat and see if there's anything going on. If we don't have anything going on, we'll call it a night. I can't hear the stream freezes. Sorry about that, Hoagie, man. Pink Floyd the Machine. Spike strips. Yeah, spike strips are kind of dangerous. They could be deadly, you know.
Man, you flatten both tires on the bike all of a sudden. That could be way bad.
Well, have you ever ridden with a flat? Just getting a flat like you're rolling down the road. I've had a couple of tubes catastrophic. You know, the nip or I can't think of the
Fill nipple.
The nipple pulls
Fill
out of the
nipple?
tube. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pulls out of the tube. I've had that happen a couple times. In fact, one of them I was going around a corner up in Flathead National Forest, doing a dirt road. I was probably doing 70 down a dirt road. Big long sweeper in the middle of the sweeper. It started getting loose on me. It's like whoa. I got through through the corner before the tire came off the rim, but yeah, that was kind of spooky. I don't know. Maybe I've been riding on it for a while, just didn't notice it till I got in the corner. I don't know. Yes, Richard, we're still on for next weekend. Looks like there's probably going to be some rain towards the end of the week. It could be canceled, but for now we're still on until the weather says 50% on Thursday or Friday or Saturday. Well, hell, I'm going Thursday if it's 50%. If Friday or Saturday is going to be 50% or more, we'll make it another weekend.
Yeah, I tried to swap shifts Wednesday for Saturday.
Yep.
Glad to do it, man.
Well, who knows? It might turn up being the following weekend. We're going to do it very soon, one way or the other. But right now it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Back again. Everything's good now. Even though I'm still in the red, I got pretty decent bandwidth. Well, any comments? Any suggestions? What do y'all think about this craziness on motorcycles? And is this convince you to get a dirt bike or a dual sport or?
The KLR one was. I mean, that would be a good sale for Kawasaki.
How about just getting some knobbier tires for your Harley? Have you thought about that? Well, you know, Brian lifted his bike, so he's got really good. Well, that sumbitch rides off road all the time, so. He probably just needs some knobbier tires and he'd be fine. Maybe a little bit more suspension.
Suspension's always good.
Todd, I am live. We are both live. Yeah, it's hard to pull that off if you ask questions in the chat and you respond to them live. I have done that once. I did that in Hawaii just to see if I could pull it off. I made a ride around the north side of the Big Island, and I put it on video. It was a really cool ride. I knew that there was no way I could do it live, but I thought that would be really cool if I had a live stream of a recorded video, and I could do that on this. I mean, that's really what I'm doing. The video that you're seeing right now is recorded video. It's stuff off of YouTube that I've edited, so.
That's
How
what I
about
was
that?
trying to see if you could, with my headsets and all that in my helmet, if you could record audio. Because I mean, it's connected to the daggum phone. Why could you not record audio and video on your
Oh
phone?
yeah, we could work it out. I mean,
GoPro or whatever.
there's all kinds of setups out there now that you can connect the audio. You can connect both microphones to whatever camera, or there's
Right.
whatever the Bluetooth setup. I can't remember which one has a camera set up too. So it's an all-in-one thing. I think there's a couple of helmets actually that come with Bluetooth audio and a camera, and I think they're kind of pricey. I would expect them to be, but
Wow, I bet.
I'm real picky on my cameras. So if I'm gonna spend $300 on something, it's gonna be something I really love, not something that I can just record audio. And I'm not sure I'm even ready for that yet, just because hell, I'm not good spontaneous blogging going down the road anyway. So having somebody else throwing somebody else in the mix, I don't know.
Well,
Not just that.
I've
It's like
heard
most of the
guys-
time I'm riding, I don't want to be talking anyway, and that's kind of I've done that before riding it, and it gets old. You know, you get an hour into your ride, and it's like, shut the fuck up, Luke. I just want to ride, man. Can you just stop talking? I just want to listen to the motorcycle and be alone with my thoughts. I don't know. I haven't done it in a while, so I'm not going to
cussing
rule
each other.
anything
Why
out.
didn't you tell me that pothole's up there?
Oh
Why
no,
didn't you tell
see
me to
that's
stay left?
no, that's beautiful. But most of the time, on the big group rides, I'm listening to music anyways. As long as somebody's not just chatty Cathy back there, it's not a big deal. It's like, hey, big curve coming up. Hey, there's rocks in the road. There's sand. Hey, there's a cop.
Yeah.
Anything like that is great. Hey, we're turning. Luke's got to piss.
Yeah.
Luke's out of beer. We got to stop and get some beer. That's what Bluetooth is fantastic for, especially that mesh network. You could get everybody on the mesh network.
Yeah, you could layer it up and do whatever else.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get bugs out here now. You get so many people on those things, man. It's ridiculous. So, I mean, once you get about 4 or 5, that's tough. We would get riding and have 4 guys and all of us talk to each other. That was about all you wanted.
Yeah. Well, I've been on a lot of big group rides too, and it seemed like most of them, they would have been better if you could have been talking to everybody and kind of seeing what's up. But you're also talking about the more spirited rides. You're riding with a big fast group. It's really nice to know what's up in front of you.
Yeah.
And especially, I've been on a lot of bikes or a lot of rides where guys went off the road. It's like, yeah, it's good to know. It's like, what happened to Bob?
Well, we did.
He's back there in the
We
woods
did
somewhere.
2 years ago, we did the Trail of Tears, and something happened. Something fell off either my buddy's bike or my bike, and I stopped. I had to stop in the middle of that big, huge group and pick up whatever it was. And by that point, your friends are gone. You don't see them till lunch, maybe.
Is
So
your
if we'd have had the comms and stuff, we could have talked and found out where each other were.
is your iPad still muted or no?
I believe so.
I'm getting some feedback from somewhere.
Yeah, I've got the microphone showing off on my iPad.
Well, who's got something else? What do y'all got? Surely you got something. Surely you can't be serious.
Don't call me Shirley.
I'm trying to figure out where my chat window is. It went somewhere.
Yeah, it disappeared a while back for me.
Chat. You
It's
see it
lightning
now?
toward Mississippi right now. Yeah, it just popped back up. I can't read it. It's tiny, but Yeah, man, it is lightning something over towards Mississippi.
Oh yeah, I see it. Saw it in your background there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So who said that? Todd, if you don't know, this is Baltimore. They've been doing this for about 12, 15 years. They have a very strict policy with the police. They do not chase motorcycles. If they happen to catch you, they will not arrest you unless it's your third offense in 6 months. So, and they have a prosecutor that doesn't prosecute motorcycle stuff, anything. So, the charges would be riding an unregistered vehicle, reckless driving. There's all kinds of charges you could throw on these guys. You know, they're riding
Do they
four-wheelers and
tow the
dirt bikes.
bike, or do they just let them go?
I'd say that's what I don't understand. That's what I was saying. I probably should have put that clip in there. That one of the I don't know if it was the mayor. Somebody was bragging about they're crushing all these bikes. It's bikes that probably they probably ran into a car and they couldn't ride them home and they left them. So 100, 200, 300 bikes a day are out doing this nonsense, and they're going to wreck a few bikes, and that's probably, he's bragging, we crushed 100 bikes. So basically what they do is they throw them in a big pile and run a big dozer across them and crush them. And my guess is probably 3/4 of them were already crushed. But, you got to say, I'm out here doing something. I'm cleaning up these dirty streets from these little gangsters. And really, they're not doing anything. It's pretty clear. But what the hell do you do? I mean, it's part of the culture now. I mean,
Load
look
them
at
on
it.
a trailer and sell it and auction them off out of state.
That's what I said. I remember seeing that probably when I first heard about this. They were doing the same thing, bragging about all the bikes they crushed. And I think back then it was like 60. It was like, man, there's thousands of bikes running through Baltimore, and you got 100 of them in a year. Congratulations. On the fence when it comes to getting comms in my helmet. Yeah, I'm pretty much done with Bluetooth. Especially, I'm not spending $300-400 anymore on Bluetooth that works for about 6 months or a year. So what do you do? Man, I spent $400 and the damn thing doesn't work. Look. I say that. Look, I tried to get this bastard running the other day. Here's one of my last ones. It's I think this is like $250, and it worked great for about a year. They all break. They all suck.
For about 3 years now, so I'm gonna keep crossing my fingers.
Here's my solution. $45. Works great. Sticks in my helmet. I can't really talk that well.
I can't get my helmet on with earbuds in. They'll come out. My
you've
helmet's probably a little bit too
got
tight.
the little the little things. I've got mine. I've got the traditional earbuds with these things, right? And they go way in my ears, and they fit in there, and they stay in my ears. This thing doesn't come out. I bought a little pair of the wireless earbuds, and every time I take my helmet off, they fall, and they go somewhere. And I'm just like, I can't do that. And the volume wasn't that good. This has got good volume, good bass.
I guess the Cardo that I'm running, it's good. The speakers, you can hear good. You can listen to music. You can talk. If somebody calls you on the phone, you don't have to pull over. You just reach up there, hit the button, and you're talking.
I do miss that because I still answer phone calls, but I have to slow down so somebody can hear me on this. So, but yeah, that was great. Back when I was working full time, it was great because I could get on my bike and go ride, and nobody knew I wasn't in the office. So I could answer the phone. I'd be riding down the road. I had to slow down a little bit to keep the wind noise down, but I slow down to 65, and people would not know. It's like I'm out riding. Really? Yes, I am on my motorcycle right now. I had to slow down. But yeah, I do miss that, but it's just not worth that. It's not worth $400 to see if I can get it to work for another year. It's just like, it's not worth it. This shit. If I do it again, I'm going to build my own. I'm going to build it, a hybrid of something like this, which is what I did before anyway. I think it was this one. It's been a while since I used this, but this one, I hacked into the speakers, and I put earbuds into the speakers. So I'd put the speaker on my head, put the earbuds in, and then pull the helmet down. That way I could hear, because I don't know, the speakers, they were loud as fuck, but they weren't near my ears, so it was real tinny. So it was it didn't sound good. So I hacked it and made, good quality earbuds connected in there. And it took less
I think
battery
that
power to drive these guys than it took to drive those big.
I think the
speakers.
technology's coming along that they know that the majority of the riders are going to be putting headphones and earbuds and stuff like that in them now. So they're making. I mean, hell, the helmet that I've got, it's got pockets just about for
Yep.
the speakers on there. So
Yeah, they've been making them with pockets for a while, but still, I mean, the way I listen to music, I would have to have a pretty big battery pack. Especially, I ride 8-10 hours a day sometimes. So to
Right.
go, oh, I can't hear anything for the next 4 hours of my trip because I've been pounding going down the road. If I had to
we
drive
did the-
speakers, I'd have to have a pretty big battery pack on my helmet. So
when we rode with Tumpka, rode
Uh-huh.
around, I was listening to music a majority of the time and phone calls, and I think I was still on like 55% when I got home.
Yeah.
So it does. But there again, man, I don't get to ride my bike as much as I'd like to. So I mean, I'm not like wearing it out every day.
Well, I just want it to be there when I do. I don't wear it out every day either.
Oh,
but I want it to be there. I want to be able to go out of town and not have to worry about charging my battery.
Well,
You know?
also if I've got my, it's bad to attach a cord to your head and to your motorcycle, but if you wanted to plug the USB in and then plug it into the side of your helmet right there on your whatever pack you're using, it'll charge up while you're rolling too.
Well, I've done it. I've done pretty much everything. I've tried just about everything. And the only thing, if I do Bluetooth anything again, it's going to be something that I build because it's going to have exactly what I want. It's going to have the speakers that I want. It's going to have the battery pack that I want. It's going to have, I mean, I got Arduinos. I can make shit. And all I got to do is make it waterproof. I can put a big stinking battery pack on the back of my head, whatever, It's like, and not just that, something breaks. If it's on an Arduino, if it's on a board that I built, I can just pull it all apart and rebuild it.
There
Make
you
it
go.
better, stronger, faster. It's probably still going to be a big brick on the back of my helmet, but I just want the damn thing to work. I mean, look, I ride around on a motorcycle with this janky shit around my neck, so I'm sacrificing already, but this thing will last me 2 days, so I just can't communicate with you while we're riding down the road. I can't make phone calls, there's some drawbacks, but up till now it hasn't been a big of enough issue. If I start hanging out with a bunch of guys and we're gonna start riding and everybody's talking to each other but me, then I'll figure it out. Look at this. I mean, they're riding all day long. The sun is freaking going down and they're still riding, so. Where's the cop when you need one? Raycons. Yeah, that's what I bought. I bought Raycons. Just the output sucked. The battery sucked. I was not impressed. There's almost no bass. Where's the cop when you need one? Nuts ain't it. There goes that little trike. That's the only thing I've seen them pulling over is the trikes. But those are actually cars. I think they registered those as cars. So.
In Alabama, they're registered as motorcycles, and it pisses me
I've
off.
heard
I
that.
ask every cop why they don't pull them over for not wearing helmets.
Well, I've seen some of them wearing helmets, so I've gotten to that argument before. If it's a trike, it's not a motorcycle. Whoa, it's registered as a motorcycle. Well, it's just legislation. That doesn't mean it's a motorcycle. I truly got a deal on an Interphone tour model communication unit when they were on closeout at Iron Pony for $70. I've never heard of Interphone tour model. I've never heard of that. I'm just told. I've got a few people pushing the Cardo. I've heard a lot of great things about Cardo, and I've never owned a Cardo, so. But that's also the mesh network, so that's why I'm slightly interested in them.
When you can talk, like we had one buddy that he got a Senna or whatever it is, and we all had Cardo pack talks, and we could talk to each other, and then we would have to Bluetooth to him. So if he got far off, he'd drop off.
Right.
Because he couldn't get in that mesh network. But the mesh network, you put the little antenna up.
Yep.
That was a good bit of thunder.
Well, I think it's genius marketing too, or marketing. It's a good thing for a product wise, but also it's like, hey man, all my friends are on Cardo. I guess I got to go buy one. That's genius to me. It's like
Yeah.
you're the only guy that doesn't have a Cardo. Oh God, okay, $400
And
bucks.
you're gonna
Okay,
get them. You're gonna get them on sale. I think you can buy them every once in a while. You can get two of them for like $400,
right.
or something like that. They'll run some deals on sometimes the individual ones, but
Well,
it's nice. I like it because like if you go riding with somebody that you don't know how good they are at riding, you
right.
can talk with them.
Oh
Or
yeah,
especially since I've got that TW, if I can have something where I could talk to, if I can get Michelle on it and be like, hey, this is coming up a curve, let's slow down,
oh
play with the
yeah.
clutch a
Well,
little bit, do
dude, the
this and
last
that.
the last time I rode with Keith, I mean, we'd just been down the road. I would have thought he would have known. I mean, it's most of the curves we were riding were wide sweepers, but he was going way too fast for most riders, I would say. And you can hear me. I'm behind him videotaping and then going, oh, dude, you better slow down. Dude, you better slow down in this route right off the road. Like, oh, God. It would have been nice to go, hey, Keith, man, you need to. Okay, I know we're having fun and all, but yeah, it could have been much worse. But yeah, I mean, I like that idea. Not just that. Hey, dude, did you see that thing? I mean, you stopped on the way back, right? You stopped. It would have been nice to go, hey, let's go check that. I mean, we communicated anyway, but if we'd had 2 or 3 more guys, it would have been like, damn, where's Luke? Where's Dawn?
Straight off over a quarter mile, probably.
Right. It would have been nice. It would have been nice. And, not just that. I like doing tours. I would love to take people that come to town and go, hey, man, bring your Cardo. We'll go riding. I'll tell you about this thing over here. Oh, check it out.
Yeah.
I like doing the history thing. Well, hell, that's how we know each other. So.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Hey, have you been down this road? There's those freaking old coke ovens over here. There's an old railroad track. It's really cool. It's got
you saw. I mean, you've seen my dash where I've got the Garmin up there, and either I'll have my phone set up on something else for as far as GPS, or I'll be tracking with my phone and looking at the Garmin to know what's ahead.
Yeah.
And man, I can find my way around just about anywhere doing that. And it don't take nothing but a little glance down because I've got it set up so high. So I mean, I like having all that right there. And I tell my buddies, like, like I said, we're talking to each other. Hey, where you want to go now? I was like, dude, look, you get us in the woods, I'll get us out. Go for it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So
that's what tracks are for. Yeah.
Yeah.
Carl said he was going to a rally. He's going to the one up in Tellico. I think that's off of ADV rider. I can't remember the name of it. It doesn't look like that much fun. I mean, Tellico's awesome, especially if you're going to do dirt stuff up there. It's amazing. But $50 for somebody to feed. I don't know. It just didn't. That rally is good for a dual sport. I don't think it's that good for ADV bikes, but they're pushing the ADV thing because that's what everybody wants an excuse to ride their ADV. But the trails they got up there, them of them are pretty gnarly. I mean, even the damn gravel roads up there, if you're going to zip around 60 miles an hour on the gravel roads, you better know what you're doing. To me, it's like, let me go ride big, heavy bikes with people that don't know how to ride on the street, much less in the gravel. I don't know. I just, it seems like, nah. Yeah, Carl invited me. I was like, yeah. And probably, if I'd have had time for you to talk me into it, I probably would have been interested. But, and not just that, our rally's going to be next week, so I'm going to burn myself out. I was out in the woods with Solon last weekend, so. Told since I was a teenager, but at the end of the day, it takes apples in every bucket. Buck Santa. That's what I said. My experience with Santa is every other year they come out with a model that doesn't pair up with the other models. So it's like, okay, well, or don't. It's the pairing thing. Santa sucks, and they're very overpriced. And I'm glad Cardo's here, pushing their buttons, making them work harder.
Well, Santa always. My buddies, you always heard his exhaust through the headset. And dude, if you've got somebody's exhaust in your helmet, that's horrible.
This is a SMH10 Senna. Worked okay when it was working, but then it stopped working. I couldn't get it to pair up. Anyway, yeah, I've had nothing but disappointment. The best Bluetooth I ever bought was the first one. I can't remember. Parrot. Parrot makes a bunch of cheap shit. They make Bluetooth
Heard of them.
headsets. They make drones. I bought a drone from them and I couldn't get it to. I probably just didn't do something right, and I was like, man, I'm leaving the city, and this drone doesn't work. I need to take it back, and I took it back and got my money back. It was my first drone. I flew it like 10 minutes. Group ride, I'd rather not hear anybody talking. Dude, it depends. It depends on what kind of group ride you're doing. If you're just doing a lazy ride through, through whatever. But if you're actually exploring, I would say if you're doing anything off-road, I think dirt would be, or Bluetooth, a mesh network would be amazing.
Well, even the way we do stuff, like if we have a sketchy section of whatever out there in the forest, one of us will walk down there and be like, hey, dude, you probably don't. And you're not sitting there yelling out in the woods.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Let me go scout it. I've done that many times. Like, man, I don't know.
Absolutely.
Let me go scout it out. Yeah, let me go scout it out. There's no reason for us all to get down here and go, oh, shit, I can't turn around. I can't, We're all stuck on a hill like that on single track.
I would rather fight one motorcycle getting it back up a hill than every one of them with us. So
yeah.
Hey,
look. Hey, it drops off into a 20-foot ravine. Guess how I found out? I'm down here. Can y'all come down? Walk down here, because the road disappears. Yeah, come help me out. Bring a rope. Yeah, that would be nice. Well, that's kind of where I'm thinking the radios might come in too. I think the radios are just going to be. I think you guys are going to be fascinated by them. Period. But maybe we can figure out a way to throw them into the whole.
How far does that radio you have transmit?
I think line of sight is like 10, 20 miles. The thing that's always bothered me is I've always bought walkie-talkies, and the walkie-talkies for the last 30 years suck balls. They're like half a watt. They're terrible. I have been line of sight with the last walkie-talkies I bought. I bought it because I went and bought a bus and took my nephew up with me. He's going to drive my truck back. I was going to drive the bus back. So I bought some walkie-talkies. Blah, blah, blah. 50 feet. They wouldn't work for 50 feet. And I was like, this is bullshit. Brand new. I think they charged me $80 for the pair. They're pieces of shit. So I'm thinking. Go ahead.
Did you ever have the Southern Links?
Oh no. No.
Yeah, we that was our big thing back when we were moving.
Oh, sure.
Playing paintball and all that stuff, dude. Because it was just, you hit up one of your buddies.
Yeah.
Bleep into them and, hey man, there's a cop up here. No, slow down.
Yeah. Well, did y'all have headphones with those too? Because
no.
You noticed that yours came with this, right? Did you notice that?
Yeah.
You plug it in and you fucking paintball. You're a fucking operator all of a sudden, man.
No, we didn't use them when we were playing paintball. We're using them when we're driving to the paintball tournament.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you weren't allowed to use communications when you were playing paintball.
I was going to say, I've seen a few of them that said no problem, but I mean, to me, that's like modern military. If you want to actually play like you're military, then fuck.
Yeah, there's certain ways you can play. You can play some wood ball or capture the flag or something. Yeah. Right. But for most of your tournaments, what we did, no, you don't have communications. You just have to yell.
Yeah. Screaming, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I played a little bit of paintball enough to know how much fun it was. But I started watching those airsoft. The airsoft is pretty freaking amazing. They got some guns that'll shoot 100 yards, accurate to 100 yards.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Not just that, but like full auto.
But I'm so out of it, I wouldn't know how much to pay or if I was getting a good deal or anything. I just don't know enough about it.
They're insane. They're a whole lot more for the airsoft crap. Well, not just that. It's like they're all modeled on actual guns too. So, you want a sniper rifle? It's modeled after the sniper rifle. You want an MP5? We got an MP5.
Well, I saw
suppressed MP5. You want one of those? Oh, okay. It's $2,000.
I sold 3 paintball guns that were 10 plus years old each, and that's how I bought my KLR, the one that I have now.
Yeah.
So I mean, we spent some money on paintball guns.
Oh,
It
I
was-
just
it
bought the
was-
cheap stuff and still spent a lot of money.
Oh man, I walked out in the field one that was I had about a little over $2,000 in.
Yeah.
The kid said,
Yeah,
"I
that's
don't
easy to do,
you
man.
got that expensive gun." I said, "All right, here you go, dude." I handed him my gun and took his rental. I said, "Now let's go."
Yeah. Too many choices. There was a guy that crashed his bike a few weeks ago, and they didn't find him for 8 days, either in Tennessee or Georgia. He lived off the creek water. Yeah, there you go. That's always been my biggest fear lately, especially out in the woods. It's like, yeah, I got a broken spine, I got a broken leg, frickin' just twisted ankle. You can't walk. What the hell are you gonna do? I can't mount my bike easily now. What am I gonna do with this crippled?
So that's a good thing to be said about the little satellite.
Sat phone
satellite
or
link
the
deals.
yeah. I still got one if somebody wants a good deal on one. I got the
Emergency.
second
But hell,
generation spot tracker.
Even my
Cheap.
that Garmin Zumo that I have, I think it's a Zumo, that's on my bike. If it senses a hard crash, it sends a text message to Michelle through my cell phone.
That's a good yeah. Yeah, he hasn't moved in the last hour after the last hard crash notice I got. But at least I know where his body is. That's what I always said. I want people to know where my body is. It's good to have closure, right?
Yeah.
Haven't heard from Don in 2 or 3 years. He's always on the road, but still, he usually gets in touch with us every 2 or 3 months at least, right? 2 or 3 years, it's a long time. I wonder. He went down to Mexico. We never heard from him again. Yeah, so Todd, that's what I was kind of saying before. It's like 10% of these guys are really good riders. The rest of them are just poking around. They're doing 30 miles an hour. So you got 10% of the guys are pretty good riders, and then the rest of them are just poking around. They're not taking it out of third gear. Like this guy right here. I don't think the guy on the right is. Well, it's kind of funny. There's like 3 white guys that are just freaking wearing it out. You got every once in a while you got a brother that comes by. And he's a one-trick pony. He's got, he's doing a pretty good wheelie, but he's not up on the seat. He's not doing the 12 o'clock stuff. He's not, this guy right here, you can't see it, but he's doing 12 o'clocks, no hands, 12 o'clock for like 100 yards. My little banner's blocking the way. Let me get rid of this crap. I mean, y'all don't need the text up there, do you? Text is gone. I think this is already rotated one time. But what else y'all got? Y'all got any other comments, anything? Like that dude right there. That dude was awesome. Did you see how that big turn he did? There's one guy on the... I got a few talented guys. Most of them are just poking around having fun, hanging out with the club. The 4-wheel guys are my favorite. They can't ride a motorcycle. They sure can't ride a motorcycle. Every once in a while you find somebody that's on their back wheel and thinking they're hot shit because they got a 4-wheeler on the back wheel. Yeah, but that's the chaos in Baltimore. And I think I showed you, there's a dude on the back seat. Yeah. So the reason you don't ride, the reason you don't run from the cops is you're not good enough. That's the bottom line. You're not good enough, you're not fast enough, you don't know the techniques, and you're going to get hurt, you're going to get killed, and you're going to get thrown in jail. Unless you're in Baltimore.
And radios are fast, helicopters are fast, and there's more of them.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It depends on where you are. Oh, the other lesson that you should have learned by now is don't run from the cops in Arkansas, even if you're good. Even if you're good, they're gonna fuck you up, man. They don't want you riding. They don't want you riding dirty in the state of Arkansas. And they don't care if you're on a motorcycle. They're gonna do a pit. I mean, we saw, how many did we see? 4?
Yeah,
That's
3 or
just
4.
on motorcycles. You should see all the pits they do immediately. You don't stop immediately in a car, they will knock your car off the side of the road. They're good. I'm impressed with